I tried to say dork and dope at the same time. It came out dorp.
Well, that's better than
Yes. Exactly. So, if you like this kind of snappy repartee between two tired guys, please hit like, subscribe, and follow for This Is True Really News.
By the way, if you do, you might want to see a doctor just for a minute.
Yeah, just talk to us.
There could be a lesion somewhere in your brain that shouldn't be there.
Or maybe a spike in there. Who knows?
You know, do the self-check.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. If you'd like to send us something longer, admonish us, or send us a story, send that to TITR@netradio.network.
Huh.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
Well, this is good.
What?
Have plans for June 8th? It's already passed.
It has.
It was last weekend.
Crap. But the 18th is still in front of us, I think.
Well,
Depends on when this show goes out.
First, we celebrate the 15th.
For who?
Finn.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. He couldn't have
Finley
waited 3 days.
That's what I
Little rat.
first time I held him, I couldn't have waited. Were the accommodations? But I didn't say that more than once because I thought, I like Elena, but
And the daughter-in-law could...
she's younger than I am and could kill me several times over. Anyway, June 8th, they have...
You know what? We can't say that.
Well, that's right.
We need a euphemism for actively unaliving somebody.
I got nothing.
Neither
If
do
you're
I.
free, anyway, for June 8th, we're supposed to head on down to Ocala, Florida, which we could do if we had a time machine,
Okay.
for the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference. All that build up, and now I'm less interested. According to Click Orlando, the gathering includes an all-star lineup
Of big feet?
of Bigfoot researchers, investigators, and authors ready to interact with fans, along with exclusive merchandise for sale. So yes, while they're ready to interact with fans, they would like to interact with your credit card more.
Is it true that a hobbit got thrown out for faking his bigfootedness?
It was too short.
That's all I'm saying.
And only his feet were hairy enough, really. You might even want to check out the, I wish we'd have been there, the Share Your Experience forum. That's where you can relate your personal Bigfoot encounter stories.
I used to work on a show that did this sort of thing that looked for big feet and chupacabra and all that. Oh,
Yep.
it was called Monster Quest.
Yeah. Sounds more fun than it was.
It was actually, we did finally find something. We found a giant squid that was really giant, really big, bigger than ever probably seen before.
So you're size shaming a squid now. Good for you.
It was a
I
lizard
love this.
squid.
This came out in the middle of May, right? For June 8th.
Okay.
That you might want to buy your tickets now because they expect to sell out.
Holy Pete.
How, I mean, come on. We're even making fun of the Bigfoot now in our commercials,
Right?
which is the classic sign that we've finished believing in him. Oh, big-footed one.
Yeah, we never found a chupacabra. What?
We've never found Bigfoot.
Yeah, we
No
never
definitive proof of Nessie.
Yeah, no. Or
I
of
mean, come on.
intelligence in Congress.
Well, yeah, but we didn't really expect that.
Yeah, but it was one of the shows.
The others are possible.
Is there any light in there at all?
Come on, somebody, show me a glimmer. Just a hint.
So, are you familiar with the story out of
No.
Minneapolis
Oh,
that
one of my least favorite cities.
there are like 70 or 80 or 90 people were involved in a fraud scheme over COVID? They were supposed to be buying
they're swiping federal money or state money. Federal money, I think.
federal money, I think. Yeah, that's a lot, tens of millions.
Yeah. $50 million.
And they were supposed
Give
to
or
be
take.
feeding children.
Yeah.
right? And it's a huge fraud trial. A lot of them have already pled guilty, but 7 of the top bananas are going, no.
It's so great. They've actually been doing this in clusters of people.
Right. So are you ready for the next thing?
Would this have anything to do with, remember when you used to light a bag of dog poo on fire? It's something along those lines and then ring the doorbell?
Sort of. A juror has been dismissed after reporting that a woman dropped a bag of $120,000 in cash at her home and offered her more money if she would vote to acquit 7 people charged with stealing more than $40 million from a program meant to feed children during the pandemic. In the understatement of the, month?
Year?
This is completely beyond the pale, said Assistant U.S. Attorney Joseph Thompson. This is outrageous behavior. This is the stuff that happens in mob movies.
They're a little more subtle about it.
These guys aren't getting out of this one. I think.
See, the trouble I have, because go ahead, finish this.
These 7 are expected to go to trial in a conspiracy that cost taxpayers $250 million.
Hubba hubba zoot zoot a boba.
Zud zud a num num. 18 others have pleaded guilty, and authorities said they recovered about $50 million in one of the nation's largest pandemic-related fraud cases.
So they only actually got away with
about 200 million.
Yeah.
Even we can do that.
Well, now they're less that because, the 120,000.
Yeah, right. So
actually, there are 2 jurors.
Right. That's true. Prosecutors say just a fraction of the money went to feed low-income kids, while the rest was spent on luxury cars, jewelry, travel, and property. Feeding Our Future was a small nonprofit before the pandemic.
There were a lot of those,
but
they changed during the pandemic.
They did. In 2021, they dispersed around $200 million. Prosecutors allege they produced invoices for meals that were never served, ran shell companies, laundered money, indulged in passport fraud, and accepted kickbacks.
In the old days, I would be grabbing my pitchfork and lighting a torch.
So the juror that received that obviously is going to be biased in the trial.
Yes.
And this juror did the right thing, called the cops.
Yep.
And so that juror's been dismissed, an alternate's been brought in. But the judge then checked with the jury and found one of the other members had heard about it. So dismissed that juror and brought in an alternate. So this is going to get weird. So now they can bring attempted bribery. I think they can bring that in as evidence.
But think about it now. Here's the problem I have. This was clumsy and poorly done.
Right.
So were they actually looking to bribe whoever had the money? And I'm not even saying it might be the defendants.
Okay.
Whoever had that money, the 120 grand.
Yeah.
Were they actually trying to bribe someone? Or were they trying to get them removed from the jury?
Yeah.
Because you can hang up a jury pretty good with 1 or 2 votes.
Yeah, you can. The thing that's interesting about this, though, is then the judge had to find unsullied jurors to get it, and I think it hurts. I think it overall hurts the case because now it can come in as evidence.
Yep,
and
I think so too. But
I hope they nail him to a freaking
Have you
wall.
watched the prosecution things going on in Hennepin County and Minneapolis?
No, I really haven't.
It's a joke. It's not the funny kind. It's the sad kind.
Not sure.
But at least the children weren't fed.
So they got that going for them.
Charlotte Russ of Fresno, California, took her kids to visit Pismo Beach.
Welcome to
Bugs
Pismo
Bunny
Beach.
was not there.
Have a nice day.
What, didn't Bugs go to Pismo?
Yeah, he was always talking about Pismo Beach and Albuquerque.
That's one other place, Cucamonga.
Yeah.
Should have taken that left.
Cucamonga.
Anyway, they went there late last year. The children collected seashells by the seashore. 72 of them, according to ABC 7 TV. My kids, Russ said, like a proud mom, thought they were collecting seashells, but they were actually collecting clams. Which sounds like the making of a party.
It sounds like oyster shooters or clam shooters.
You get some beer, light a fire, and go.
Yep.
Instead of all the fun they thought they might have, Russ got a ticket on the spot and later got a noticeable fine for $88,000. We are, after all, talking California. It wants to be like Minneapolis, only more corrupt. It kind of ruined our trip. Okay, that would be in the running for understatement.
Yeah, I had to sell the children.
San Luis Obispo. Yeah.
Pay the fine.
I had that all figured out, but then my wife said no. A San Luis Obispo County judge understood the confusion. So he reduced the $88,000 fine to a mere $500. Russ said it was one expensive trip to Pismo. Why? What?
If the judge understood it.
Because the shells were clams.
Mm-hmm.
That's illegal? $88,000 worth?
They're probably by number of clams taken.
72. It's worth $88,000.
So it's, wow, that's more than $1,000
and then if
a
the
clam.
judge, and then if the very damn good clams. And then if the judge actually understood this, reduce the fine to only $500?
Well, I wonder if he's bound
He might be
by
stuck
statute
too. Yeah, probably.
that he can't dismiss it.
It is California. They like the law when it suits them.
Yeah, they really do. From Westview, Pennsylvania via KDKA.
Seems like a lot of money for a Pismo Beach stop, though.
A case of human error has led to a 6-month-long mix-up. A woman, now keep track of this. A woman from the Pittsburgh area.
Woman from Pittsburgh.
Said she was getting repeated notices about a red light violation.
Okay, Pittsburgh lady getting red light notice violations.
One problem.
Only one.
The tickets from Philadelphia.
Lady from Pittsburgh getting tickets from Philadelphia.
A place she's never been.
Okay, let me plot this on a map. If this is the west,
Yeah, okay.
this would be the east. This would be Philadelphia.
Yes.
And if you go all the way over to the west,
Yep.
this would be Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Why is she parking in Philadelphia?
She's doing a park and ride in Philly. Or I don't know. Carolyn
Curious.
Yeatsky and her husband Matt drive a blue Honda Civic. So imagine. Yep.
For my green one, it was a great car.
Here we go. So it's
and yes, it was a he. Don't judge me.
It's Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
Yep.
Blue Honda Civic.
Blue Honda Civic.
Imagine their confusion when parking tickets from the Philadelphia Parking Authority for a white Ford started arriving in the mail.
So the lady from Pittsburgh is getting tickets from Philadelphia on a white Ford that she drives much like her blue Honda.
In a city
except she doesn't drive a white.
On the other side of the
and
state.
There's a whole state between you. Yeah, you're on the opposite ends here. It would be like being in International Falls and Wyndham
at the same time. Or being in International Falls and being declared the winner of the Roly-Boly tournament in Ghent.
Oh, those were the days.
I just talked to somebody who came from that area. I said, you remember the Roly-Boly tournament that Schwann's used to? And they go, yes.
Don't they anymore?
I don't. I think Schwann's moved out.
I know they left Marshall.
Yeah. So I don't think they have it anymore. So it was very interesting. Anyway.
That's a shame.
So.
Love their ice cream. Sorry.
It says she ran
Schwann's, not the Roly-Boly tournament.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the ice cream is the Roly-Boly tournament was Schwann's.
Yeah. It says she ran a red light on Roosevelt Boulevard in Philadelphia.
Well, you would.
They wanted $175, which seemed like a lot for never having parked in Philly, Caroline said.
Much less ran a freaking red light.
Maybe she had a dream about it, and that's what the parking authority was catching. She's never
parked. Clairvoyant bureaucrats. That's what we need.
Well, they think they are so much of the time. They think they're inerrant, I can tell you that. She's never
we know there are very few things. I mean, after you and me, there's only like one I can think of that's inerrant.
Right. She's never parked in Philly, never run a red light in Philly, never even been to Philly.
So we've got that in common.
The Philadelphia Parking Authority had sent me to collections at this point. When I asked them what had happened, they said, "Oh, you need to check with Penn DOT again."
Huh?
So I emailed Penn DOT. And they said, "Oh, you have to go to court."
Huh?
Which is not happening, said Caroline. That would cost me more than what I owed for the ticket. So, being a smart, media-savvy woman, she called KDKA Investigates, whose plucky reporters found the person who actually ran the red light.
I find most plucky reporters are chicken.
Well, that's plucked reporters, isn't it?
We found the word to replace,
actively unliking someone. Oh,
pluck.
There we go. Spoiler alert, this guy's from Philly. His white Ford has a plate that's nearly identical to Our Lady's. A literal flip of one letter difference, a W to an M.
So, a casual case of dyslexia.
Copy of my registration in the form I filled out should have showed them a blue Honda Civic is not a white Ford Escape.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it didn't.
Mm-mm.
Until KDKA TV
She could have painted it.
Yeah. And put a Ford sticker on it or whatever.
It's a Ford Civic.
So the TV started.
Wait a minute.
What?
A Ford Escape?
Yes. And a Honda Civic. They don't look that much alike.
And nothing alike. Because isn't one a little SUV? And the Civic isn't?
Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
So finally, KDKA started making some phone calls, and that's when the parking authority started doing the two-step backwards.
The ever-popular back pedal.
Only then did a spokesperson for the Philadelphia Parking Authority issue a statement. Are you sitting down?
I hope I am. I'm not sure anymore.
The Philadelphia Parking Authority, PPA, apologizes to Ms. Caroline Eadstey for any inconvenience caused by a license plate clerical input error that occurred when a W was inadvertently entered into the system instead of an M, which resulted in her being wrongly notified of a violation that was meant for another vehicle. The clerical error has been rectified, and Ms. Eadstey will not be responsible for the violation or any fine.
Do they have to pay her for all the time she had to waste on this BS?
See, that's the thing that's killing me. I might be tempted to send them a bill. Even at minimum wage, it's going to be something.
Well, first send them a Howard, because that way if they brush it off, you can back it up with Bill.
Exactly.
Stupid species. Stupid, greedy species. Of course, in Philadelphia, they have programs to pay for.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.